15th career start against the Red Sox Tuesday night. 8-0 at home this season for the Rocket. Top one facing Johnny Damon, leading off for the Red Sox, swinging. Next batter, Shea Hillenbrand, swinging. And then Nomar swinging. Clemens strikes out the side. Pedro Martinez was supposed to start for the Red Sox in this game, if not for a balky left hip. In his stead, Frank Castillo, who hasn't fared very well against the rest of the league since he's been a Red Sox, but against the Yankees, a far different story. 3-0 with an ERA just over 1.7, but you know, numbers don't tell the full story sometimes. Derek Jeter in this game, bottom one, his 16th home run of the season, 200th for the Yankees, 1-0 Yanks, who would load him up in the first inning for Robin Ventura with one out, and there is your inning ending, 6-4-3 double. Ray Sanchez's 5th error of the season allows 2 Yankees to trot home, 3-0. It's 3-1 in the 7th. Clemens working into it. Trot Nixon swinging, 10th strikeout of the night for Roger. 102nd career double-digit strikeout game, 3rd all-time. Roger working into the 8th. Johnny Damon with one out. Derek Jeter, yikes, and away. 13th error of the season. With the tying run at the plate, Joe Torre takes out his Rocket and brings in Ramiro Mendoza to face Shea Hillenbrand, who grounds it to short. Derek Jeter ranges and can't field it. 2nd error of the inning puts the tying runners on base. Next batter, Nomar, base hit. 3-2 as Damon scores. And that brings Mel Stottlemyre out of the dugout for a little meeting at the mound and apparently a little pep talk. Brings up Manny Ramirez to the plate. And the first pitch is pounded to Robin Ventura, 5-4-3. Mendoza bails Jeter and the Yankees out. Clemens gets career win number 292. Improves to 9-0 at home this season. The only pitcher in the majors with a perfect home record this season. And I smell it, did you know? After Tuesday's win, look who has the best all-time winning percentage at Yankee Stadium. Yes, Roger Clemens at 46-14, looking down on a Hank, a Spud, and a couple of Johnnies. Look at that. Go figure that. Angels took the field in Tampa Bay, 2 up on the wild card. Could go 3 up on the Red Sox with that loss in New York. And in the 3rd inning of a scoreless game, Orlando Palmeiro, base hit. Damian rolls, can't make the play, and it rolls all the way to the wall. 2 runs come in. Angels up 2-0. Bottom 5, Jared Washburn working with a 1-run lead. Gets Randy Wynn swinging. 2 batters later, Jared Sandberg swinging. Washburn trying to become the first 16-game winner for the Angels in 9 years. And then in the 6th inning, which received some insurance runs, Jorge Sosa walks Troy Gloss to lead things off. And then Scott Spezio busts out the walking stick. That usually leads to bad things. And Brad Fulmer loads the bases with a base hit. Benji Molina, base hit, 4-2 Angels. Sosa out. Travis Phelps in. Different pitcher, same story. Adam Kennedy, base hit. Angels up 5-2 after an Eckstein pop out and an Erstad strikeout. Palmeiro, a clutch 2-out base hit. He has played so well with Tim Salmon out, and Mike Scioscia thinks Tim Salmon could be back as early as Wednesday's play. That injured hand. Anaheim goes on to win 10-2, 29 games over 500 for the first time in team history.
Dodgers D-backs Jim Tracy in L.A. trying to get within 4 games of Arizona. Top of the first, Paul LaDuca on the ground against Brian Anderson. Looks routine, but Tony Womack has all sorts of trouble. LaDuca is safe. Error on Womack. So now Adrian Beltre, for the love of elevation, a 2-run home run from Beltre, number 19 on the year. It's 2-0 Los Angeles. Top of the 2nd on the mound for the Dodgers, Kaz Ishii batting against Anderson. Ishii rips it in the hole, though. Junior Spivey to dive, the fielding, and the out. Nice play by Spivey. Ishii on the mound gets himself in trouble. 6th inning, walking Junior Spivey, 2 on. Next batter, walking Luis Gonzalez. That's where his only 2 walks and 5+ innings of work. Bags full. Kevin Brown in to face Greg Colbran. Gets him looking, 2 outs. Now Jim Tracy brings in, 46-year-old Jesse Orozco to face Rubio Durazo. 1 batter, 1 out. Unbelievable. Inning over. Still 2-0. 7th inning, Paul LaDuca hits it. It's going all the way to the wall. Marquise Grissom will come all the way from first to score on the double. LaDuca got to 3rd on the throw home. 3-0 Dodgers. Top of the 9th now. Let's have some fun. Our boy Mike Fetter's in, and there it is, his famous pre-pitch routine. Let's flash back to how Mark Grace compares. Remember? Grace, very similar. He really has his teammate down. Back to Tuesday's game, runner at first against Fetters. Fetters picking off Dave Roberts at first, who can't believe it. But Fetters can, and he's fired up about it. Bottom 9, look who's batting. Your pinch hitter is Mark Grace up against Eric Gagne. That's a rip. Grace still has the wheels, hustling in for the 2-base hit. Grace would score, but Gagne is in there now facing Tony Womack with 2 out, and Womack, who had only 1 hit in this game, and that wasn't it. Gagne gets his 47th save. The Dodgers are within 4 of Arizona in the West.
Mark Grace can really hit for a pitcher. So the Giants needed to win to remain 2.5 behind the Dodgers in the wild card race. But Juan Pierre leading the game off for the Rockies quite well over Barry Bonds' head off of Russ Ortiz, and Pierre is cruising into third with a triple. And he would score on a sac fly, 1-0 Rockies. The bottom half of the first, Jeff Kent batting with 1 on. Shallow to center, Terry Shumpert ranging out from second, and then doubles off Shinjo at first. Double play. Bottom 2, Barry Bonds' first at-bat of the night against Mike Hampton. Yep, hits him right on the elbow there. 3 batters later, Damon Minor batting with 2 on. Base hit to right, Gabe Kapler coming up, throwing. Bonds coming to the plate, and he beats the throw. We're tied at 1. Top 5, Shumpert at the plate. Hits 1 into the hole at short. Rich Aurelia, nice throw. Minor, nice pick. Bottom 5, it's Russ Ortiz at the plate. And Ortiz hits 1 to left. Jay Payton out there. Can't get it. Ortiz would wind up on second, eventually scoring a sac fly. Giants up 2-1. They'd be up 3-2 in the 8th. Larry Walker pinch hitting. Troy Brohan gets him, hit one off the end of the bat harmlessly to Reggie Sanders in right to end the inning. And in the bottom of the 8th, up comes Sanders leading off, and he got it. How many times did you see that happen? I don't know.
Let me count.
There's no way to count.
A lot.
Giants win 4-2.
Against the Padres, check this out. For Roy Oswalt, the lowest ERA he's had since July 26, second on this list of notables. But could he get the Astros a win here when every win matters for Houston? Ryan Klesko facing Oswalt. Klesko, not a chance. 3 Ks for Oswalt. Next batter, Mark Kotsay, the challenge. Kotsay on the ground, down the line. Ramon Vasquez will come in to score on that to put San Diego up 1-0. Top of the 3rd, though, we're tied at 1, 2 on for Brad Ausmus. Ausmus just picking his spots. 1 for 5 and an RBI. He's hitting 271. Jeff Bagwell scores. Astros up 2-1. Next batter, Jeff Blum with 2 on. Blum, opposite way, lethal. Orlando Merced comes home to score. Blum, 3 for 4, he's hitting 292. Astros up 3-1 on back-to-back singles. Klesko, he only had 1 hit in this game, and there it is. Klesko now has a 28-game hit streak against the Astros, the longest streak in the majors against 1 team. Still bottom 6, bags full. Sean Burroughs, yeah, back up again, the former Little Leaguer. Oswalt gets Burroughs to fly out to Lance Berkman. 7 innings, 8 hits allowed, just a run. Kotsay, Lance Berkman. Oh, that's nice. Astros win 6-2. Chasing the Cards. We're playing the Reds. Woody Williams on the hill for St. Louis, looking for win number 7. Jason LaRue to 3rd. Scott Rowland all over it, but he can't hold on. But he stays with it and throws out LaRue. Fine play by Scott Rowland. Bottom 3, Cards down, 1-0, 3-0 count to Jim Edmonds, and Jimmy Haynes makes him look foolish there. But then the next pitch, you know Jim Edmonds. You know what he can do. 2-run home run. He enjoyed that. His 26th of the year. Cards up 2-1. What about Jason LaRue? Having a rough year, it would get rougher. With Edmonds up again in the 5th, look out. Yep. Yeah, obvious pain. Here's why.
Like LaRue got the work.
Do I have to, do the play-by-play on that, Rich?
No!
Okay. Steve Klein, 2 on. Barry Larkin. Klein gets the out on Larkin. And then Aaron Boone with the bags full. Klein doesn't care. Cards win 3-1, keeping that lead over the Astros intact.
The beauty of baseball, Rangers-Orioles would turn out to be fascinating. A-Rod steps in top 1, all 48 home runs, and he gets hit by John Stevens. A-Rod would be fine. Aaron Mayette not going to waste much time retaliating, apparently. Right behind Melvin Mora. So Mark Hirschbeck, the home plate ump, just figures, let's see what happens next. Yeah. Now Mayette's out of the game. Jerry Narron, the Rangers manager, comes out to no avail. A-Rod just chilling in the dugout while the Rangers decide who to put in. And it's Todd Van Poppel. And once Van Poppel came in, history began to unfold. Chris Richards swinging, Tony Batista swinging, Jay Gibbons swinging. 2 hitless innings for Van Poppel. In comes Joaquin Benoit in the 3rd inning. First batter he faces, Mike Bordick. Looking. This game also interesting because of the amount of bugs that showed up. The home plate ump, Mark Hirschbeck. He needs some off, please. Can we get some off? Little deets, maybe. Get him something. There we go. Okay, now back to the game. Bottom 6, Mora grounds out to Herbert Perry. Nice play. Orioles hitless through 6. Bottom 7, 2 outs. Marty Cordova, and Benoit gets him to ground to 3rd. And the Rangers have a combined no-hitter through 7. Bottom 8, 2 outs. It's Mora. And Mora the same. Grounds to 3rd. No-hitter through 8. Bottom 9, Jerry Hairston Jr. leading off against Benoit.
Let alone during the course of the game.
With Jerry Narron looking on, Hairston, the 1-2 pitch to right. Carl Everett makes an attempt to get it. It goes all the way to the wall. That's it for the no-hitter. Hairston would wind up on 3rd, and the shutout would soon evaporate. But wow, what a way to win a game, 7-1. Almost, but no cigar for perhaps the most unlikely trio to combine in a no-hitter you can imagine. Andy Van Hecken, welcome him to the Major Leagues. 23-year-old making his Major League debut, his first Major League strikeout is Omar Vizquel. Look at top 2, Van Hecken facing Josh Bard, a 2-on-1 out. 6-4-3 to retire the side. Tiger fans like it. 4-0 Tigers, Van Hecken facing Jim Thome, 2 on and 1 out. And Carlos Pena starts the 3-6-1 double play. Van Hecken, nice fielding job, and his dad in the stands is fired up. Van Hecken on the mound, still in the 9th, looking for a complete game shutout. He would get it. First Tiger to toss a complete game shutout in his Major League debut since Schoolboy Rowe did it in 1933. An 8-hitter. His dad, his mom, Sports Center with the Van Heckens. How about that? White Sox and Blue Jays, top 3. Sox up 2-1. Runner on first, Paul Konerko. That sounded like a broken bat. 6-4-3 double play. Nice diving play by Chris Woodward, who started. Top 6, 1 out. White Sox up 3-2. Konerko, no one's going to grab that one. Good wood there. Solo shot, 26 of the season. It's 4-2. And we want to show you the Shannon Stewart effort in left. And he loses a little bit of leather. Okay, he would get it back, though. Top 7, 2 outs. We're tied at 4. Jose Valentin, our pitch to click. And second home run of the game for Valentin. 21st home run of the season. It's 5-4. Sox going away. Bottom 5, Mets up 2-1. Roger Cedeno on first, 1 out. John Thompson, the pitcher, with 1 out. Man on first. Of course, he's going to try and move the runner over. Thompson out at first. Cedeno going from first to 3rd, and he is hosed. And we arrow this particular Met fan showing his frustration.
Says it all. Says it all.
Top 6, Marlins down 2-1. Kevin Millar to left. Ray Ordonez raising from shortstop. Nice play. So top 9, Mets are up 2-1 thanks to timely hitting and defense like that. Time for Bobby D to hold his breath with his closer on the mound.
Benitez trying to get this 9th inning done quickly, cleanly, and finally put an end to this home losing streak, which is now at 14. Wilson hits it deep to left center, and just like that, the Marlins tie it.
Preston Wilson's 21st home run of the season brings the bottom of the 9th, and Mo Vaughn, heroic moment. If it was only fair. We go to extra innings, top 12, Scott Strickland pitching. It's a wild pitch with Derek Lee on first. The Vance Wilson throw goes into center field. And now we got a man on 3rd. Juan Encarnacion still at bat. And he rips this one deep to center. And wouldn't you know it, it's a double. And Lee can trot home. He can crawl home. Mets down 3-2. Last chance, it's Raul Gonzalez at the plate. goes down swinging, and the Mets lose their 15th in a row at home.
For the New York Mets.
Do I hear 16 straight home losses? The nightcap. Justin Wayne, Joe McEwing. That's a double. We're tied at 2. As Alomar hustles home, next batter, Mike Bassick, the Mets pitcher. His first major league hit. That'll work for a double. McEwing will score on that. It's 3-2 Mets. Bottom 4. Justin Wayne facing Roberto Alomar. Alomar, no doubt, his 11th of the year. If you got bored about counting his home runs, 4-2 Mets. Mets are feeling good. I think the champagne is on ice. Bottom 7, 2-1. It's 7-2 now. Armando Almanza facing your pinch hitter, Mike Piazza. Howie Rose?
Justin Wayne is on the hook. Deep to left center. This ball is long gone. Number 25 for Mike Piazza. 10-2 New York. And finally, Shea Stadium feels like home again.
Yes, it does, Howie. Raul Gonzalez homered and tied a career high with 3 hits as the Mets won for the first time at Shea since beating the Astros in high 3rd straight loss. Craig Wilson responding to a good visual off of Glavine, his 14th. Second Pirate homer of the inning, 2-0 Pittsburgh. But what about Salomon Torres cruising? Just ask Henry Blanco. Torres said after that he never in his wildest dreams believed he could do this. Do this was pitch well and come back and do it. Rafael Furcal on the ground. 7th inning, Darren Bragg also on the ground, out to first, 8 1/3, just 4 hits allowed. Chipper Jones ground out. Great play by Kevin Young. Just 4 hits, no runs allowed by Salomon Torres. Jones grounds out, then Mark DeRosa into the 5-4-3 double play. Entering Tuesday, Torres' career record 11-25. Even took 3 years off to be a pitching coach in the Dominican Republic. Bottom 9, he's concerned, Salomon Torres is, because Mike Williams, no problem. That's save number 39, preserving the victory. Pirates win 3-0.
The Phillies in Montreal. Brandon Duckworth beat the Expos last Thursday, but not on Tuesday. Andres Galarraga got it. 3-run shot, 9th of the year, 6-5 Expos on top. Let's go to the top of the 8th. No outs, but not for long.
He struck him out. Now Polanco is caught in a rundown. Is tagged out, and Travis Lee is tagged out. A triple play.
Yes, Harry Callis, a Hall of Fame call on a triple play. Marlon Anderson swinging 1 out. Then Placido Polanco caught between first and second. 2 outs, and Travis Lee wavering off third is your 3rd out. Expos' first triple play turn since May 14th, 2000. They hit into one against the Marlins earlier this year. And in the extra innings, a walk-off base hit for Brad Wilkerson. Expos win 7-6.
Brewers in Chicago. Always a party when the Stanley Cup is invited. Former Blackhawk Chris Chelios on hand. He brought it. Moises Alou. Jim Rushford can't make the catch on it. Rushford called up from AAA Indy. Cubs would add 3 in the inning on Alexis Gonzalez's home run. What about Chris Chelios, of course, a Detroit Red Wing? He was showing off the cup in the booth. 4-1 Cubs, bottom 5, Alex Gonzalez. This thing is sinking, and Rushford makes a great catch. Watch again. Rushford making up for his earlier miscue, and to cap off the evening, the Cup hanging with a Wayner, Wayne Gretzky. Cubs win 10-1.